What's up, guys? So this is going to be the first episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Show Does Tier Lists, and we did hand traps this week. Our special guest was Winter Kills. Now, if you don't want to miss more awesome content and collabs like this, you definitely need to make sure you hit the subscribe button. The full Yu-Gi-Oh! Show with Winter Kills is going to be coming out next week, Saturday. You definitely don't want to miss that episode. We've also got another awesome episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Show coming out this week, Saturday, as well. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss that. But yeah, this is a little bit of a preview of that episode anyway before it fully releases next week. So make sure you stay tuned and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Guys, we're gonna start off with Ash Blossom. Where should Ash Blossom go? Oh, by the way, this is for this list we are saying overall, so it's not just this format, it's in general. How good is this hand trap? So yeah, what do we think, guys?
I think Ash goes the best.
Yeah, that's no question.
Ash Blossom is such a weirdly good card. I remember when it first came out, I hated this card so much.
It warped the format,
it changed everything.
Like, it changed everything.
It was money card at first.
It was like $100 a card.
It
For a
was
secret
nuts,
rare, yeah. I remember.
This was the beginning of the death for Rogue decks. Like,
Yep.
You just see a clean Ash. This is still when I was very into Dark Lords. I'll just be like, Ixchel, discard 2, can I draw 2? And they'll be like, Ash. And it's like, well.
Yeah,
I was already getting shot on with my Rogue deck. Now I'm getting shot
I
even
feel
more.
like Ash kind of, all these mediocre decks that maybe like they've got one big search and that's like in the strategy. Ash just checked it all. Like you deck had to have really strong searches from then on when Ash came up.
Definitely, Ash is a huge.
I managed to pull one from LCKC and sort of like 40-50 quid.
Yeah.
So I basically made back 2 boxes worth of it. And LCKC is now really expensive because no one bought it.
Ridiculous. Man.
Alright, so let's go on to the next one. This is Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. What do we think, guys?
I think that, for me, I think okay.
Ooh, only okay.
Yeah, just because it's a very, like, that card has not seen any play at all until this recent format with Eldritch and Drytron. Like, it's situational. It's okay.
That's true.
It just takes the right format for it to become good or best, I think.
Okay, yeah. With that logic, I agree. I definitely agree with it. I think one of the things I really do like about this card compared to the other is just the fact that it's direct graveyard hate, like negating cards that are actually in the graveyard and stuff like that. I like cards like that. There's not actually that many that do that. Yeah, so okay then. So yeah, we all good. We're gonna put that in.
That card helped me so much to block BA, dude.
Yeah.
Over Earth in hand, and there's the Ghost Spell.
But I can't
Ghost Spell, man.
with a card like when against Adamantipates, it's like you Ghost Spell them, and then it's like okay, BA effect, block Dragon effect, and it's like well, she's it again. Okay, DD Crow. So I can't like for me personally, this would actually only be okay for me personally as well. But okay, Sam, you say good. Why do you think it's better? What do you think about DD Crow?
I think. Yeah, it's hard to say really. I think it does what it does really well. The graveyard's been big for years now, and it's always been the go-to choice. Apart from now, you've got different, Schoolmaster you might see, but DD Crow's it's been there for years, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's one of the OG hand traps.
Yeah.
I think it belongs. It could either go in okay or good. I think I'd put it in good only because it's not a once per turn.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Not only for that, but it doesn't have to banish a monster. It can banish any card.
Yeah, banish any card.
Yeah,
too.
so and we know nowadays graveyard dependent, like a lot of spells and traps are as well. So
okay, I will put it good. I can't like me. The only thing I don't like about DD Crow is just the fact that it doesn't really stop anything. If that makes sense, like it's good in certain situations, but the thing that frustrating about it sometimes, for example, is you'll use a DD Crow and it's like if they've got a good enough hand or whatever, they just play straight through it. It's like quite low impacts, but yeah, it's true. It is when it's good, it's really, really good. So this one, can't remember what her real name is, but this one is the one where you discard
Ghost System and Spooky Dogwood.
Spooky Dogwood.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then you gain LP basically every time they special summon. If they don't summon at all after using this, you lose half your LP. So funny story about this. I actually used this in YCS, and I went up to like 30k LP against Dinos.
I remember this.
Yeah, the guy I used it. It was the last round of YCS, and it's like I was like, okay, I'm going to use it, and the guy's like, I can OTK you anyway, and then he just keeps summoning, and then I was like 30k LP.
I remember you bought the playset that day, didn't you?
Yeah. It was. I saw this card and I was like, I really feel like I can make it work because I was playing Dark Lord Grand Marjorie at this point. I was like, I really feel like I can make this card work, but Hey, so where are we going to say? Is it in bad?
Say bad.
I would say bad. Yeah, I just haven't seen that card be used in any way, shape, or form other than just like ease time with it. That's it.
And it's a real shame. It's just that gaining it's a unique effect, but gaining LP is just not relevant 9 times out of 10 because like I said, that guy just OTK'd me clean through it. Well, he didn't OTK me, but he killed my entire board, and then it was just 3 turns of him attacking me directly.
Yeah,
so that's a big problem with gaining LP. But okay, Droll and Lockbird. Where's Droll and
Good.
Lockbird gonna go? Good.
I would say good.
Yeah.
Droll and Lockbird is one of those
It is format dependent a little bit, but yeah.
but it's like when it's good, it's usually one of the best hand traps in the format.
Yeah.
When it's
It'll
when
be
it's
like 100%
used,
sided.
it's like OP. It's like better than best sometimes. It's like it's a turn ender.
Absolutely insane. So this is this Whiptail? I think this is
That's Engraver of the Mark.
Engraver of the
Is
Mark.
that?
I don't know why I thought that was Whiptail. So let me get the effect up and then I'll read it out for us. Engraver. Gosh, your card knowledge went that's quite bad.
Yeah.
So
I
didn't know
looked
what the
at
hell
that
that
card a
was.
little while ago, and I thought it was like low key interesting.
Yeah, it's.
I recognize the artwork.
So I'm going to read out its effect. It is, and I'm going to put it on the screen as well. So sorry about that. When your opponent activates a card or effect by declaring exactly one card name, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, declare one other card name. The card name your opponent declared becomes the card name declared by this effect. Once per turn, quick effect, you can target one face-up card in the field, destroy it during the end phase of the next turn. Not going to lie, no idea what that means. Can someone break this down for me? That's a lot of...
You just lagged out for me, Simeon.
Yeah, are your mic is breaking up?
Do my mic hello? 1, 2. Am I back?
No.
No.
1 second. Give me 1 second. How am I now?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah. So, did you guys get me reading that card?
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, towards the end it started crackling.
So, yeah, essentially, what I was gonna say is that I can't really figure out what this card does. I just see a lot of declaring names, declaring other names.
So I think, okay, so in a situation, I think, so declaring wait.
Yeah. So when they
Declaring
declare
a
one
card
name,
name.
when
It's
they
like if your opponent used like Lullaby of Obedience, then they declare Nibiru, or then you change it to Karibo.
Oh,
And then
okay.
that card could be very, very powerful. It just needs the right format.
It's
It needs the right
situational,
format.
yeah.
very
I think it goes in
situational.
the bin for now.
It sounded better the first time I read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Cool name.
So I think the problem is because it's only when they declare a name, right? And how many cards do you have to declare a name to like use an effect? So it's just too situational.
At the moment, I think that's why it belongs in Y, just because we don't know why yet. It'll take a deck. It'll take a deck for us to know whether it's okay. That's Konami just needs to print a deck that's all about declaring names and things. Like that, and that card will be really good.
Definitely.
But with that ruling they made where making like Mind Crush and Lullaby, not good at tournaments.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
kind of
ruling
a little
was
bit.
actually pretty crazy because it changed a lot. Like, Mind Crush. Mind Crush used to be a really epic card. Lullaby used to be
Yeah.
And then that rule came out, and
completely finished it. Okay, but we're going to move into... And this, I feel like, is one of the most overrated cards. Or not overrated, but underwhelming after it was released. Everyone thought it was going to be awesome, but it ended up being good. So no
there was a
material.
lot of hype around this card.
Yeah, and it seems like it would be so good. So no material stops you basically from using stuff as a link, using stuff as material for any extra deck summon. Essentially, that's what it does. But this card, I feel like it's definitely in the okay or bad tier. I feel like it's a great card, but for some reason, it just
Yeah, it just never took off. I don't know.
I think it was really, really good at one point when Orcust was at like its height. You could hit one of their monsters and they couldn't be used. You hit the mermaid, I believe, and then once that was in their actual monster zone, it couldn't be used. Like that kind of really screwed them over. So like I think it had its moment in the light if it was only for like 5 minutes or whatever. Like it's still I think it belongs in okay. I definitely don't think it's bad like Ghost Dog, like Spooky Dog.
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
sure.
Because I guess even now I feel like it probably still has its uses now. If you have it in your hand, you could probably still stop a couple of the decks in the format right now. I think, and if I'm not
It's a very
mistaken,
situational.
it stops tribute. If it stops tributing, it means it's not terrible against Drytron. I'm just going to quickly check.
Yeah.
Material.
I think that's hand traps as well, like how you rate them. It does come down to like how generically they work. Like Ash just works every time, doesn't it?
Yeah. You're never sad to see Ash in your hand.
Generic coverall.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got the next card, and it does stop tributing. So definitely. I think I like the rating. So the next card,
I didn't know that. I didn't know it stopped tributing.
Yeah.
So card can't be tributed either. So this looks like a Karibo, but I can't really tell, to be honest.
Hanawata.
Now just put it in the bin now.
Yeah, just throw it in wild.
I don't even know what this is. Oh, it stops you taking damage.
I'm pretty sure it's stops burn damage, right?
Yeah, this in 2006. To be honest, it's just not relevant anymore. Ooh, Lancia, Big Daddy Lancia.
It's doing it again, Sibian.
It's doing. My mic is messing up again.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is worrying. I don't want my mic to keep messing up like this. Okay, hopefully it should have fixed itself again.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yep.
So, Lancia, what do we think about Artifact Lancia?
I want to say good because it is a pretty good effect, but again, it's a bit like Draw where it will come in and out of the format.
Yeah.
It's good though. It's dominated a lot more
good,
than Draw.
It's Iron Wall. It's a quick effect Iron Wall.
Yeah.
One thing,
I think it belongs in good too because it is a hand trap, but it can be used in other ways. Like if you can play it in an artifact deck and summon it off of Sanctum, or like if you're playing Mech, you can bring it off of that World Legacy World Secrets card and keep locking your opponent turn out of turn. So I think it has more use than just being like in the sense of what a traditional hand trap is. It can do much more outside that. So I think for that reason it could be in good.
Definitely. What do we think?
I don't know if you're good, but I would say good probably.
In terms of comparing it to like DD Crow and Draw, what do you think though? Do you think it's better than those, worse than those?
It's better than them, but it's not best.
It's not the best.
If there was a in between tier, then
I think it's probably in between. I think in between Droll and DD Crow. I personally would put it there.
Yeah, cool.
You know what was quite cool?
What?
Using it against Evenly and Cool By.
Oh yeah. Like preemptive, and then it's like they just can't finish you. They just can't finish you, which is awesome. So this is the other effect Veiler basically. This card,
Is it okay?
who's got the name? What's the name of this card again?
Moonlit Chill.
Moonlit Chill. Yeah, that's it. So this card, I'm surprised at how good it ended up being because I can't lie. I thought it was just a worse effect Veiler kind of to me. But we did see it in quite a few meta decks. I think we did see it as kind of it was when Dragoon first came out. Essentially, people were playing 3 of Veiler, 2 of this, just because it was like it was even more options to stop that Verte summoning Dragoon. So I think, in my opinion, this would definitely be okay, top of okay tier, I would say, because I think it's definitely better than Ghost Spell. Yeah,
for sure.
Artwork is 10 out of 10 though.
Artwork is really awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, and then we've got Nibiru. So I can't for me, I feel like this would be in the best tier at the end, just because I feel like in terms of high impact hand traps, I feel like this is probably one of the highest impact hand traps there is.
Yeah.
It's right by Ash.
When it works, it really
when it came out as a world premiere, it fucking shook up the game.
The card is awesome.
Special summoning will always be a part of Yu-Gi-Oh, and that card will always be in the back of people's mind now.
And just having a card that just clears your entire opponent's board, no matter what's on the board, pretty much.
Yeah,
it's pretty insane.
Even when it's a control format, you're still going to see combo decks anyway. It will still be useful.
And even it changes the way meta decks build. Like Dragon Link, that was why they'll try and get a negate out before 4 summons. Like this deck does you. Same with Pens, like just because of Nibiru. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it kind of it covered Maxi for us. You know, not having Maxi.
Definitely, Nibiru is a really awesome card. So Ghost Ogre. So.
It's got to be best.
Really, best.
Really?
I'm more inclined that it's top of good.
I would say top of good in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I would say it's not the same level as Ash. Definitely not. But it is.
If you think about it's history.
Out of the original 5, it's definitely second best.
Like if I was
it is format dependent. Like there are some situations and formats where like Ghost Ogre is outright just better than Ash. I think just because. Hitting them with a Ghost Ogre in the right spot is like real because it not only does it, it clears the card, right? It clears the card, and then depending on the effect doesn't resolve because it's no longer on the field. So like in some cases, you're stopping the card and you're also removing the problem from the field too, which is really solid. So I think it takes again because I don't think anybody's playing Ghost Ogre right now. It takes the right format. It takes the right deck to be in the driver's seat of the format. Really hit it, so I don't think it belongs in best because best I think is like, we were always gonna have special summoning, we're always gonna have searching, right? We're always gonna have sending, but a quick effect, quick destruction, like I would say it's good.
Well, one thing I really like about Ghost as well is literally what you said. It's the removal thing. I think that's what makes it so uniquely good. Like just the ability to get rid of a card when it's actually a problem. It's always going to be useful.
As well as getting rid of back row, not just monsters as well.
It was
So,
always
yeah,
the best
that
thing.
is really
It's
overlooked.
That was my favorite card of hits all guys when they try and spoofing. It's like get rid of that multi-faker and keep it in the deck. It's not coming back out.
Yeah.
Right, this card. So this is another card that I don't know the name of. Does anyone know
What
what?
Kinetic Puppeteer?
My
wow.
gosh.
Winter is on a roll.
I played this card in Mech Knight for like 2 seconds.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what Kinetic Puppeteer? Let me read it out. So, quick effect. You can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Target one monster your opponent controls. Move that target to another one of their main monster zones.
It moves a card. It moves a card.
It moves the card. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, I can see why you played it in Mech Knights. I can definitely see why you played it in Mech Knights, but yeah, I think this. Oh, my screen's gone. Sorry about that.
Play it alongside Yajiro Invader.
I think it's definitely gonna go in the Y tier. It's unless you're playing Mech Knights or Magical Musketeers, it's not gonna be doing the job for you.
Very.
Speaking of which, you still have to upload that and show Winter.
Wait, sorry, say that again.
The Yajiro Invader replay.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Hodge traumatized me with Yajiro. Are you familiar with Yajiro Invader, Winter?
Say that again.
Are you familiar with the card Yajiro Invader? Are you familiar with that card?
I'm not familiar with it. No.
In the post show, we're gonna show you. Hodge traumatized me with this card. It's very, very painful to play against. But okay, we're gonna go on to. Oh, so this is a really exciting one. I can't lie because there was a point where this was like tier 1
such a
hand
troll
trap.
card, but it's still good at the same
It was
time.
like tier 1 at one point. There was a point where people would put cards in the extra deck. Is my mic again? Oh, I just reset it as well, so it wouldn't do that. So it should be back now.
Yeah.
So there was a point where this card, people would literally put cards in the extra deck just so they could play this because of how good it was.
Yeah.
Like, it really was
Maybe
awesome.
Burning Abyss. That's.
Yeah, it's not been great for a few years, but
I would put it in okay at the moment because when was the last time we really did see it as well?
Yeah, I would say okay. It can definitely be very high impact though. Like it can definitely just outright and not even your turn, but like just force an instant loss because your strategy just completely crumbles.
Yeah, like I remember against like dragons and stuff.
I know some people would hit Firewall with that too, and like it would
literally
just outright ruin Firewall loops.
Or pens, like you just hit the Electromite and they can't play the game
you might
anymore.
just do it again.
Jesus.
Oh. It's happening again.
Yeah, 1 second. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly change something so it shouldn't do it anymore at all. 1, 2, am I back?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, shouldn't do it anymore. Right, so I was saying that even for like pendulums, for example, having this card hit Electromite, they're just screwed. They literally can't do anything anymore.
Gosh, yeah.
Yeah, so are we saying... So I would say, okay tier, I agree as well. What are we saying? I would definitely say it's below Moonlit Chill, just because it's not as generic. I'd say it's actually similar to these two cards, both No Material and Ghost Spell, where it's like...
I would say probably between Bell and Gnome.
Yeah, quite similar, yeah. But really, really good. I do remember when that card was kind of top of the format, and it was like, you were seeing this in every deck. It was so good.
Yeah.
Dimension Shifter. This is a really, really unique and awesome card. I really do love this card. So I think one of the saddest parts about Dimension, well, not sad, but one of the things about Dimension Shifter is it's such an incredibly strong hand trap. But at the same time, it's because most decks can't play with a banished graveyard. They can't play with it.
It's very situational. I mean, like
Takes the right back. Like
if their margin becomes tier 1, sure. Like
It's beautiful in Thunder Dragons, though.
Oh yeah,
they really loved it. They really loved it.
It takes the right deck to make it good in that small vacuum. But like in general, I think it'd probably be an okay.
Okay.
Because like if you're playing like Thunder Dragon or Gurmaju, then it's like best.
Then it's awesome.
But, like,
yeah.
That's a big deck.
So yeah, we'll definitely say it's a shame. I think if we do, it's funny because you'd even expect a deck like Virtual World supposedly to try and play it, but even them, it's not worth it for them.
Yeah.
But okay, Skullmeister. So I'd say this is another card that I really love. I really, really like Skullmeister. I think it's such an underrated hand trap. But Skullmeister, for me personally, I'd say it's bottom of good tier. I'd say there's just so many good graveyard decks that it's really a bad decision to play this card.
Yeah, it's proving it nowadays anyway.
Really, really
Not
good.
once per turn, too.
Not
so
once per
very good.
I love hand traps that aren't once per turn because that's some of the painful things. You play some of these, you draw 2 ash and you feel a bit silly.
Yeah.
Drawing something like that is great. Veilar. What do you think about Veilar?
Oh, it's got to be best.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
But
Yeah.
I'd say bottom of best tier as well, Vela.
Yeah, I mean,
Classic
ever
staple.
since it came out, it's just always been used. Like,
Yeah.
when
As
have you
long,
not seen it?
literally, as long as there's effects on field, it's always going to be a pretty good card. I think the only limitation is that it's only opponent's turn, but beyond that, it's a pretty awesome card. Okay, so Imperm. This is another really unique one. Where do you think Imperm and Vela are basically the same card, just different? Like,
But I
It
think
is
they've been on the
better
same
than
level,
Vela.
definitely. Like,
It is better than Vela.
you say it's better.
I would say Imperm is above Valor, between Nibiru and Valor.
yeah, it had
definitely,
such an explosive impact when it came out.
Yeah, it
And,
really,
like,
really did.
that card as well was like what, £75 per secret rare? Like, Jesus. Like,
Oh my
I think
gosh.
it's still like pretty expensive too.
yeah, even after what, 2 or 3
Three,
reprints? I
4
think it is.
prints.
Yeah.
4 prints.
Like,
six,
that's a
4
lot of
prints.
reprints, and it's still like same with like evenly matched, not as expensive, but like it still had the same kind of issue where it just never really.
For me,
hit.
for me, Imperm is the perfect example of when you have more money than sense. So I purchased
Yeah.
Imperm just before it got reprinted, so the prices just dipped so bad, and I felt so silly afterwards. But yeah, definitely a really good card. What I like about Imperm, obviously, as well, is I feel like the biggest thing is just that because you can't call Battle Rave it. That really is what is a big thing that really
Yeah,
makes it great.
that's true.
So-
And it doesn't like allow for talents to be live either.
Yeah.
You know what? I forgot about Triple Tactics talents as well.
That
That's
is
a
true.
really good point. Yeah, that really does. Yeah, that's a really good part about it as well. So I think is this Typhoon or something?
Typhoon.
Typhoon. So this, I'm going to quickly read that out. So Typhoon.
Pop
Target
spell and
one
trap,
face-up
basically.
spell and trap on the field, destroy it. If your opponent controls 2 or more and you control none, you can activate this from hand. So this is an interesting card. What do you think about Typhoon? Where would this
That card used to be really good against
Yeah.
Clifford, I remember.
Oh gosh.
Very good against Clifford because they used to
On the
sometimes
scout.
use something like shotgun like skill drain or anti-spell, and like at the start of your turn you could just pitch that to deal with it, and since it's not a spell you don't have to worry about losing anti-spell. Or I think it's only just decent against Pendulum just because of the 2 spell and trap requirement. So I think it's like, I don't want to say it's bad, but
Yeah.
like I
Okay.
don't know.
I'd say very, very situational because it's got to be a back row deck or like a pendulum deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like bottom of OK tier. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because definitely when it's good, yeah, it's like you said, when it's good, it's a good card, definitely. So Saurvase, the Ancient and Ascended. So this basically, if a card targets, they target a card you control, this negates that effect. So protection. This is generic protection. I can't lie. I actually think this card is really good. I think it would actually be close to top of OK tier, and mainly because the decks that play this card can search it on demand.
Yes.
By and large, that's
That's
one
the
thing
thing,
that I think
yeah.
is awesome about it.
It's like prep, right?
Yeah, so you can search it by preparation
yeah.
of rights, or if you're playing in Drytron, for example, you just search it by your Drytron effect or whatever.
Yeah.
In ritual
just-
decks, yeah, in any ritual deck, you can usually search it if you've got a ritual monster search like incantation. So what do you think? I think this would be top of OK
Okay,
tier.
somewhere.
For me personally, I would say it's top of OK tier just because it's easy to access. Like you don't need to play 3; you can play 1 and get it when you want.
Yeah.
I would say for me personally, maybe between Bell and Cherry.
Bell and Cherry. Okay, yeah, that's fair as well. High OK tier. Definitely a really good target. So these are the Psy frames. So, by the way, just a quick side note. I think Psy frames is one of the worst designed archetypes ever. I think I hate this. Do you know why I hate Psy frames? Because the strategy to win against this deck is do nothing.
Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
I hate it too. But there's somebody in my locals that plays this deck, and they just kick ass with it every week. It's like literally can't be beat.
It's I hate it. Yeah. Horrible deck. So the first one is Delta. This one negates spell cards. That's the first one. I can't lie. Even if you're playing pure Psy frames, this is usually a one-off. In my opinion, it's
I'd say
bad.
okay, but I don't know. Even then,
the reason why I would say it's top of bad is because unless you're playing Psy frames, it's just not worth playing.
yeah.
Yeah. If there's a spell card you want,
No one's teching that like they're teching Gamma.
exactly.
So I would-
Yeah. If there's a spell you want to negate, it's probably going to be dealt with by something like an Ash. So it's like,
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
lie. I feel like it's just a bad card. This one is Epsilon, and this deals with trap cards. So what do you think about Epsilon? Same, I'd say again, bottom of bad tier.
Probably the same.
Yeah,
In theory, you could play
Makes
it,
sense.
but
yeah, it's just not worth. And then Gamma.
Not reboot.
Oof.
I would
Best.
say Gamma belongs in best.
Yeah, definitely.
best.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the things that makes, in my opinion, Gamma is basically Ghost Ogre and Ash Blossom combined. It's just such an epic
Yeah.
card.
Because it can be good on your turn, start your turn as well. Like
Resolving Gamma in your
Protection.
turn is like one of the biggest.
it's so satisfying.
It's such a good feat. Like,
So satisfying.
I'm about to get a free
And then you just
Ultra.
snowball into a mega off of that, and it's just
Yeah.
you know
It's
what?
almost unfair doing that on your turn. Like just free Omega, negate,
Literally.
and destroy that card.
It's
I would
actually just a
say-
tilter. Like
Yeah, seriously. I would say, and then the driver, of course, but like,
Yeah.
I would say it's probably between Imperm and Nibiru for me personally.
Yeah,
I would
agree with
have said
that.
I would have said at least above Effect Failure.
Oh, yeah, definitely,
Around
actually,
that
yeah.
kind of
Because it's in fact, you know what? I would actually say it's just below Ash, just because Gamma is in my opinion more generic than Nibiru.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
It's good against everything.
Yeah, it deserves respect, to be honest. OCG been playing it for years, like.
Amazing. Yeah, I think Sammy, you said this once, and it really highlighted to me. It's like whenever people were playing too many hand traps, OCG will start taking in loads of gammas because it's like you're punishing them for like trying to hand trap you too much on your turn. It's a really card. So Gauze, this is an old school. So a lot of these are the old school ones. This single-handedly changed the way we play Yu-Gi-Oh. This card back in the day was insane. So Gauze, this battle trap, when they try and attack, Gauze will summon itself and summon a token with the same attack as what they try to attack with. So Gauze, really, really cool card. Nowadays, unfortunately, it's just not as good as it used to be.
Got power creeps, man.
Yeah, fully power creep.
It did. I feel like just because of respect, we should put it at the bottom of the OK tier. I feel like it can't be. We can't call it bad. It's not bad. It's just power creeps.
It did dominate, for a while.
It had its time, innit?
If we're talking overall history, I would say probably the bottom of okay or top of bad.
Yeah, really, really interesting card, and it's got awesome artwork as well. We always like that. So the next card is that Sphere Kuribo?
It is, yeah.
Put it next to Hain Water.
Definitely. This is interestingly bad card.
Pure Karibo's best deck, man.
Oh god.
Right, Token Collector. So this is an interesting card. I can't lie.
I like that.
Funnily enough, in my opinion, this is a bad card. I feel like the only thing that really kind of helped it was just link format to an extent and token suddenly becoming slightly more viable. But even then, it's only really useful in very specific generic circumstances, and even in those, it's not amazing.
But Link Cross...
didn't they bring this out and then shortly after it did nothing? Just
for ages.
I don't know. Did they limit Phantom Skyblaster?
And it's
at the same time, wasn't it?
I would say that's part of the reason, because a lot of the strong token generating cards got banned or limited because of link format as well, which stopped it being even better. That's why for me personally, it's top of bad tier, because
that's fair.
Yeah, it just doesn't do enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, like stopping Auroradon or stopping Link Cross. I've seen some Dino players tech it with Lost World to trigger their own Lost World. So that's kind of cool, but again, very niche.
Yeah, very, very niche. Right, so what card is this? Does anyone know what this card is?
I have no idea what that is, actually.
Is it a trap? Was it? What the fuck?
It must be a Norika then, if Winter then, right?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell.
Right, so Gizmek Uka. Uka.
Is that what it looks like?
Gizmek Uka. So I can't lie, the Gizmeks are so awesome. I'm just waiting for more support to come out, because I feel like as a theme, they're really, really cool. But I'm just going to quickly read out the effects. Each time your opponent normal or special summons a monster, inflict 300 damage to them. You're going to use each of the effects once per turn. If a monster is special summoned from the main deck, except during the damage step, you can special summon this from your hand. And then, if this is normal or special summon, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, special summon one monster from your hand or deck whose attack equals its own defense with the same attribute as that monster. So, Gizmek Uka. Really, really interesting card.
Yeah, I've seen this. The only time I remember this card was meta was when people were using it to stop health combos, and they would just summon the water barrier statue.
Yeah.
But, outside of that, I've just seen people use it for burn, and that for that reason, I would think it's probably at the top of bad.
Yeah, I look at that and I just think of Trickstar.
But when... Right, so we don't know what Gizmek will look like in the future, so it might become a crazy...
It might be
interactive.
Were you thinking like a kaiju kind of thing, where it'd be special, but then become maybe okay deck?
Well, it might just be
print
Gizmex.
something for it.
Because this card, if Gizmex does become a deck, will become insane for Gizmex, because every Gizmex is a different attribute, and then this will summon any of them from the deck, which would be quite insane.
I also think it's Mech Knight too.
Yeah, really.
Definitely.
Right, so this is another card that I don't know. I have no idea what this is. This looks quite...
Is it a C card?
I don't think it's not.
Okay, let's see which C it is. Let's see which C card it is. So all the C's are insects, if I'm not mistaken. So So I'm just going to quickly check.
Oh, I see Maxi is not on this list.
Maxi is not on this list. Oh, you know what? It's not, but don't worry. It'll have an honorary place. Yeah, so it's Contact C. So I'm going to quickly read out Contact C.
Okay, yeah.
When your opponent normal special summons a monster, you can special summon this from your hand to the opponent's field in defense position. The card's controller cannot fusion, synchro, XYZ, or link summon unless they use this card as material. So this card is sad because it could be so good if it wasn't
Yeah.
for the fact that it makes them use this as material.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
come
So-
on, it's like Ibli as well. Like
It's
I mean, but it's a worse Ibli.
It's a worse Idli.
It's a worse Idli.
It's really a shame because if it didn't force them to use, if it just said they can't do those things and maybe only let them tribute summon, it would be better. But it's
Yeah.
just giving them free material for no
At
reason.
least with Ibli, they have to either like use it, or if they can't, they crash into something and then
Yeah.
start something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? At least like, it's just a worse Ibli.
Yeah.
It's sad card. So,
It
yeah,
creates a problem for the opponent, but then gives them an immediate out for it.
Yeah. So definitely that's going to be in the Y tier. So this is another C card. This is which C one is this?
Flying Sea.
Flying C. Okay. So
Yeah,
let's see
Flying
C. All of the C
Before
cards
Links, it was awesome, man.
are quite unique. So let's
Yeah,
see.
that card. I've had some experience playing that card in competitive scenes against like Burning Abyss and
Yeah.
Shadow Knight.
Okay, so it stops them from XZ summoning. Okay, so very specific, I guess, because it's XZs. But yeah, I
Yeah.
can see how it would have been a lot better before. Yeah.
Basically, Links, made it useless.
That's Lynx really makes cards like this so bad because giving your opponent material is just so risky now.
It power grabs so many cards. To be
Yeah.
fair, like,
So unfortunately, this I guess it in the bad tier now just because it's giving your opponent free material, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But next one then, Retaliating C. So this one really unique, and I feel like in certain formats it becomes insane. So you basically get
Pretty okay though.
It's
If we had
okay,
Max
yeah.
C, it's much better.
if we had
It was always good versus like Shadow Fusion and stuff.
And Infernoid too. Against that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what card that is. Ally of Justice something, but I'm actually going to change it, and we're going to pretend this is Max C because so
The
Max
Cycle
C.
Reader is
Or
okay now.
Reader.
Sorry, say that again.
It's a Cycle Reader.
Cycle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the one.
It's
Banshee
actually
Shoot from the
okay
graveyard.
right now.
So it's actually not a bad card. So if we were doing Cycle Reader, yeah, I guess it'll be bottom of OK tier. It's not bad against Drytron. But Max C. So it's
It's
our
good.
honorary Max C.
Yeah,
Maxi.
Max would belong in best.
Right above
100%.
Ash Blossom.
without a doubt.
Best hand
Awesome
trap.
for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the last one, this card eluded me for so long. I didn't have enough money to buy it. And then I eventually
Yeah.
got it. I was like,
Oh,
but
it's
It was
fantastic.
amazing in that format though.
Such an incredible card. Fantastic
Striker,
card.
Salad, Orcus, it was just
Yeah,
amazing.
really, really. And its typing, everything about it was awesome. It was a dragon, it was dark, had a great effect. Like, everything about this card was insane.
Like, very good.
Yeah, so where are we going to say? Are we going to say bottom of best, maybe? Or maybe above Vela? Or are we going to say good tier?
After
I would
Ghost
say
Rider.
definitely best because people were even able to use it with like for Dragoon materials as well. So running three in a
That's
deck
true.
already and using it for Dragoon.
I think the Master Rule might have pushed it out a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like maybe top of good or in between Ogre and Crow. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just
yeah.
because like it is really good, but you know it takes the right deck to be the best deck. It takes the right format. Like I
Fibers come back to the meta, sure. Like you know,
I think that it's like a more balanced Max C because it
Yeah.
requires like extra deck monsters to be in play to draw cards. So
Yeah.
Definitely, but definitely really really interesting card. I'm actually really happy. I was actually really happy when it came out because it kind of did what it brought the effect that I wanted from Maxi to the TCG, which is nice. But definitely
Yeah.
okay. So that is our tier list, and with that we are going to end this week's episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. But don't worry, I've got some more content coming up in the post show. So thank you everyone who has been watching, and a big thank you to Winter as well for appearing on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Show episode 3. And anyone got any final words?
Just stay tuned for the Fluffle BA match.
oh gosh.
Right, no worries. Like, we'll talk to you guys all later, and let's head into the post show.